Well, Reds, this was one of my favourite podcast records yet this season of Reds Down Under. I'm joined by my brother Jack, who also is a Scouser living in Australia. My name's Tom, and this podcast is for Liverpool fans in Australia who want to feel a little bit closer to what's going on back in Liverpool as Liverpool continue this charge on to what will be a 20th league title and a second Premier League title in just a couple of years. Thank you so much to our production partner, Redboat Ventures, who've helped us set this podcast up. It does take a lot of work to get this podcast off the ground. They've been a brilliant supporter of us so far, so thank you to them. If you go in the show notes, you can see a little bit more information about what they do as well. On this week's pod, we're going to talk about that Merseyside derby win and that cracking Jota goal. Then we'll talk about the cracking McAllister goal, but the defeat against Fulham. We'll also play a little bit of a game with Jack and learn about his favourite cult hero of the last 30 years. We'll also look ahead to that West Ham game that is coming up and will be the next Premier League game after this podcast is released. And I'll also be asking Jack about what his favourite game was at Anfield when we lived in Liverpool. Thank you so much so far for all of your support. I've been absolutely blown away with everyone calling me, asking how it's going, all the messages on Instagram. It's all been unbelievable. If there's a Red out there who you think might enjoy the podcast, send the link on to them. You can get the link on our link tree on Instagram, or just send them to Reds Down Under and they'll find us, because we are Reds Down Under. It's easy to find. If you're enjoying it, give us a like, subscribe, follow, all of that sort of stuff. And as I say, send it to your nan. Enjoy this pod.
This is the Reds Down Under podcast, the best place to follow the Reds in Australia. Enjoy the show.
We are the Reds Down Under, and this is our podcast.
Jack, the return of the king. Welcome back to Reds Down Under, mate. How's it going?
I'm good, man. It's how many weeks is it now since I was on? 5 weeks.
Well, you were on the first podcast, and I think this is number 7 or 8.
Oh wow, yeah.
So that's how long you've.
That's how long I've been away.
That's how long you've been away.
Incarcerated.
So where are you then?
In Brisbane. In
Brisbane,
sunny Brisbane. Yeah, and been working away, and I think it must be 6 weeks now I've been away, and I'm home in 9 days or 8 sleeps, and I'm treating it like Christmas is coming because I can't wait to get home and have a pint with you, mate, in the pub.
It'll be good, won't it? I haven't got any drinking, mate. Before we go on, I'll have to tell everyone about what happened on the weekend. So I sit down on the couch, chilling out, and I get a distressed call from Jack's missus, Abby. And she's gone. Anyone who lives in Sydney might know the Bay Run. It's like a big bit of water that you can walk around or run around. Anyway, she's gone round. It's a big bit of water. What is it? It's part of the river, isn't it? Parramatta River. Yeah. Anyway, she's called me in a bit of a tizzy, like she's lost her keys at some point on the run. Car keys, she can't find them. So she says, you've got a spare key to my apartment. Can you go over, get the spare key, and come and give me the car key? So it's only like 10-minute drive, isn't it? From us. And so go over, get the key, and as I leave, I turn to Chelsea and I say, I haven't got our house keys. Right? So then we're trying to ring Strata and everyone to let us in. Go and drop the keys off at Abby, booked in a locksmith, and the fucking guy came over, $200 to let us in our apartment. So I went out my way.
I think you got off cheap there, you know.
Well, he tried on the spot to charge me $250. And not only that, he chatted Chelsea up me missus.
Did he, yeah?
Yeah, he was chatting her up.
He knows where she lives
so
now, mate.
To charge. I know, and he can get in. He can get in as well.
He can always get in.
He can always get in, this guy. Jacko, let's talk about the Reds, mate. So I've been here like what, 5 years? You've been here 6, 7 years.
6 and a bit. Yeah, 6, 7. Yeah.
Something like that. Obviously, we spoke about our sort of match day routines a little bit on the first pod, which, by the way, I got so many messages from people who were actually like, can you do that again in more detail? So maybe on another episode, because we sort of just glossed over it a bit. So on another episode, we'll come back to that and we'll talk about our match day routines. Because, a lot of people over here haven't had the chance to go to Anfield.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm actually speaking to someone at the moment, Ian, who's been a great supporter, mate, to be fair, at the pod. He's went over and he's going a couple of games. So he's from Newcastle and he's over there at the minute. And he's brilliant. He's sending me all these photos and videos. And it's killing me. It's killing me.
Jealous. Yeah. Like, oh, good for you, Ian. Good for you.
I'm like, oh, nice one, mate. I wish I was there, you know. And he's like, oh, here's one of Lime Street, and I'm like crying.
It's Ken Dodd.
Yeah. So you, obviously you've been here longer than me.
Yeah.
So obviously we don't get to go to the game anymore. I thought I'd ask, from your perspective, what's the best game at Anfield you've ever been? Because I think last time we touched on me a little bit with like Barcelona and whatever, but I wanted to know what what game stood out for you.
Trabzonspor under Roy Hodgson on a Thursday. Oh, what a class! Just unbelievable memories.
Cold Thursday night. By the way, sorry, I know you're actually gonna go on to give a different answer, right? But can you remember those Thursday nights in the Europa League? We had a fella sitting, so we shared a season ticket. We shared a season ticket. So we used to rotate who went the game.
I haven't thought about that bloke in years.
I know. And you know what? We spent every weekend with him.
Yeah.
For like 5 years. But so he was like a big bloke, and he was from, where was he from? Birmingham or something, wasn't he?
He's from Birmingham, yeah.
He was a Brummie, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And but so we had our ticket, our seat, then another fella, and then the big Brummie fella. But on those cold Europa League nights, we'd all stand huddled together. Even though there was a spare seat. So I'd be like stood next to him, like watching the game.
Yeah.
And it'd be funny, wouldn't he? Because he'd say every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, he'd be like, oh, I'm going to go for a piss. And he'd just go.
I've gone again. I've got to go for a piss. I haven't been score. And the good thing about when he was going those games for Roy Hodgson, we very rarely ever scored.
Yeah, well, we were shocking, weren't we?
Oh, and you know what? Nice man. Personal hygiene weren't great. But I would have like a meat pie in my left pocket, and then my right side, I knew it'd be warm because I'd be snuggling into the big smelly guy.
You know what? I've just had
he'd be like, I need, I've got to go for a piss again. I'd be like, I'm coming with you.
Stand next to him at the urinal. I've just had a flashback to, you know, when I started like going the game on my own, you know, when you get to that sort of age, I think I would have been like 16 because I used to go with Flem, didn't I?
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. And who now is like this big, remarkable doctor living it up in America. But once upon a time, he was my matchmate. And I was standing there and I was eating me pie at the game. I'm standing there and watching the game. I think we were playing like, it was a Champions League game. And for some reason, I think it was, can you remember in 2008, we had that yellow kit? with the red Adidas, with the red stripes. You had the kit, actually, with the collar.
Yeah.
You don't remember it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the kit. So I'm sure we played PSV like twice or 4 times that year because we got them in the group and then in the knockout. That's not important.
In the knockout.
Anyway, what it was, I was eating me pie, and then Flem's like nudging me, right? And I'm like eating me pie, and he's nudging me, and I'm like, what? And he's like, and he just points down, and I look down, and the fella in front of me's got a hood on, and it's fucking pastry. All in his hood. And I was like, I've got 2 choices. I either tap him on the shoulder and go, mate, I'm really sorry, I've ruined your barber. Or I just like threw the pie under the seat. Anyway,
and pretended the seagull dropped it on his head.
Yeah. It's like, oh, fucking hell, mate, you got pastry in your thing there, mate. You know what I mean? And I'm sure as well, I might be making this up, but I'm sure he was one of them fellas who, you know, every now and again he'd turn around and go, bloody hell, I didn't think that was offside. And you go, yeah.
You'd have had pie in your face, mate. Pie on my face.
He looked like he'd
funny.
absolutely tear me up. All right, so it's obviously not Trabzon Sport.
One more on that. Match characters. Do you remember in front of us in the season ticket? So behind us in the season ticket we had Phil, who's the spitting image of Jamie Carragher. John Terry.
Yeah.
He was the spitting image
No,
of
John Terry.
John Terry.
No, you're thinking of Jamie Carragher because Jamie Carragher's cousin shagged John Terry's ma.
His ma. If I know someone asked you about greatest like chance, but
yeah.
She loves the Scouse cock. John Terry's ma. She loves the Scouse cock.
I know, and allegedly true.
Yeah,
you know,
allegedly true.
Allegedly true.
Another match character. Do you remember the old guy? And he was like 70 odd. And he sat so we were on row 11 of the Cop, 105. That was the season ticket, weren't it? Right on the crossbar. Which when I was younger, it was sweet. I was right under the goal. When I got taller, I couldn't see the other half of the pitch. But
yeah,
there was an old guy.
You had to do that, didn't you?
There was an old guy.
You had to duck down.
He'd go. It didn't matter who the official was. He'd go, fuck off, Marinee, you cheating bastard.
Every week. And you know what as well?
Put your flag down, Marinee, you cheating bastard. And it'd be like Anthony Taylor or someone was the official.
Yeah. We played in Europe, probably Trabzon Sport. Well, this is part of it. So obviously when you go in the game every week, when you got a season ticket, you get to know everyone in your little area.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
yeah.
He disappeared, this guy. He disappeared and everyone was like, where is he?
We all thought he died.
We all thought he was dead, didn't we? And then one week, we're there watching the game. Fuck off, Marinee, you fucking nabbit! Whoa, we all cheered. The Anfield Road then thought we'd scored in the Cop. Oh, mate, yeah, they were the days, man.
Oh, mate, you brought back some. But one more. Sorry, I know said that. One more.
Yeah,
Martin Halliday, who was my head of year when I was in sixth form, and he was me IT teacher from like year 9 onwards. He sat in front of us, baldy yet.
Baldy guy.
Baldy yet.
Yeah.
And anyway, this is like so I'd left school and my band at home, Cabazoulos, was doing really well, and we're talking, and one of my songs was getting played at Anfield. It was like a half time or whatever, getting played like over the tannoy. Again, George Sefton, what a god and what a legend he is. He put it on there for me. And Mr. Halliday goes, how's music going, Jack? And my song's playing, and I just went, yeah, no, it's going all right. But I didn't ever say. I didn't ever say.
Oh, you never said it. You know what?
I never said it, and then I heard, fuck off, Marini, you cheeky bastard.
It's funny that as well, because I've told that story to so many people, but in the story I tell them, you go, that's me. So I'm obviously just lying to people.
Not that much of a novice.
I would have said it.
Yeah, no, you would have.
That's me, that Chief.
Had your ears checked, mate? That's me.
Yeah.
All right. So my favourite.
So the question was
favourite games. Favourite games at Anfield.
Favourite games, yeah.
I'll be honest. It's a bit of an outsider one.
Is it Trabzonspor in the Europa League?
It's Trabzonspor in the Europa League. It was Mariner was the second. He's the assistant ref.
He's the fourth official.
It's one of the ones that stands out for, and it's not necessarily even big games, but when we played City in 17-18 in the league, and City were flying, and they were at a point where they could go and be invincibles, and we beat them. I don't know if it was 3-1 or 3-2, but I remember us all being there in 305 at the back of the car, and it was just, the game was madness. I think it was in the league. I think it was the one where Bobby Firmino lobbed Edison.
Yeah, I was in the main stand.
You were in the main. I think I was with Adam, mate, and I think I was with Jay in there. And but
I must have lost the coin toss.
You lost it.
Who's going on their own?
It is a good little tip for you, anyone. I don't know if it still works, but our season ticket in 105, you could get into 305. You just went through a different turnstile that you're in. So I could go and sit with all our mates at the back, and there'd just be a spare seat at the front of the car.
305, for people who've not been in the Cop, it's like the unofficial singing section, isn't it?
Yeah. It's where the atmosphere all starts in the ground. 305, 306.
And it stinks of weed.
Yeah.
Because
and
even though it's illegal. It's it's the one place the stewards won't go up to stop you.
Yeah. The stewards stop 20 rows back and go, hey, lads.
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on telly, this game. But
that City game, then the Bobby lob and the Salah lob as well, then.
Yeah, from I think he came out and he hit it from distance. I think it was like 25 yards out over it. But it was more what it meant. It meant like, oh no, these are the best team right now, but we're nearly there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was what it meant, and then obviously we went in like Champions League run and all that, and then obviously the title a couple of years later. So it was more. It felt like, oh, if they're the best right now, and we're battering them like this, and they were terrified of us after that. So yeah, the games like that stick out to me. And to be honest, I can't remember that many games.
No,
because
I know.
I was either too young or I was hammered. And I look back on it now and I think, did you have to have 8 pints before you went to the game?
There was also a time, Jack, where you were too young and you were too hammered.
Yeah, too young and too hammered. So Tom used to let me have 2 pints before the game, and and then you'd let me have a bottle at half time and then a pint after the game. But I'm a kid, stood, and he'd come over and go, that's your pint. And I'd be like, yeah.
I'm gonna take this up to 305 and drink it now.
Yeah. Oh wow. But yeah, to be honest, I can't even think of that many. Like, yeah, great. Arsenal, Peter Crouch.
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
I've been such a kid, and you told me I had the ticket the morning of. I think I was 11, maybe 9, maybe I was 9. But yeah, no, so many great ones. I just, yeah, you put me on the spot there. Put me on the spot.
Yeah, that Crouchy hat-trick, we beat them 4-1, and
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Did you come with me for that one?
Yeah.
You came with me.
Yeah.
With me. 4-0.
Yeah. You're 4-0.
That's right. Yeah.
And we
that
were,
was special. That was special.
I just remember leaving the ground, and again, I must have been 11, 12.
Yeah, well, that was
2009.
8.
2009,
yeah.
And the same week, so Dossena got the winner, and then the same week we beat United. But I remember you going, we came out of there, and you were like, we've got United on Saturday, which was the 14th of March, because my birthday was the next day. And my dad never got me a ticket. He got me the Gerard Preds, the black with the white tongue and the blue on it. And I remember you going, "Oh, we're gonna do United over this weekend." No, we're not. And you're like, Madrid, Man United in 1 week. We're gonna do them over. And
We're gonna do them.
Your predictions, I find. I mean, people can listen to your old episodes and go, bloody hell, you got that one. You got that Fulham one wrong, Tom, didn't you? But generally for me, if you say to me, "Oh, we're gonna do these," I'm like, and if I'm not thinking it, I'll go, "Oh," you know what I mean?
I think it's a feeling, isn't it?
Tactics Tom. Tea leaves Tom.
It's just a feeling. Yeah. When we played Spurs earlier in the season away, and we'd spoken about it before the game, and you were like, "Would you take a draw?" And I was like, "No, we've got to go and thump them. We've got to go and beat them well." And I was right on that occasion. And actually, as a transition into what we're about to talk about next, but you know what? Actually, before we go on, at the end of the season, obviously, we're not going to have any fixtures to talk about.
Yeah.
So maybe we do a couple of episodes where we just go back again and talk about those sort of favourite games and
100%. Let's do it.
Let's do that. And by the way, as well, I'll tell you after the podcast, but I've had an idea for a 3-part episode that involves a lot of alcohol. So yeah.
I'm
it's
in.
It's the 10-pint challenge whilst we're recording.
Oh man, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So let's talk about that later. But I did make a prediction last week.
Yeah.
About a player who was going to be a threat in the Fulham game, which we'll come to. The Merseyside derby, Jack, was the first game of the week.
Yeah.
What was your overarching thoughts on that game, mate?
I think the way the last one ended, Tarkovsky. I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about that in a sec. But the way that game ended, like the way Beto played, the way Everton played in that game, and the way we didn't put it to bed, and then it obviously all ends in chaos. Slot sent off, his assistant sent off, Jones sent off. But then going into this, it's kind of like they've had the moment there at Goodison Park. They've had that one last thing against us, and I was just kind of like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine against them. Obviously, Jota with a little bit of solo class there, and let's face
proper Jota, isn't it?
That's Jota all over, and that's kind of been. We love Jota, you know what I mean? Like, we love him. And
Jota the Slaughter.
Jota the Slaughter. He's had that many injuries, and he just hasn't been able to show himself like that, because he's one of them footballers who, although we all say, "Oh, you know, give him half a chance, he'll put it in." It's not even that with him. It's like he's got that solo brilliance in him, Jota. Like we've seen Spurs a few years ago with Richarlison got what he thought was the equaliser, and Jota goes up the other end and gets the winner. Like, so that's kind of what I've missed out of him, but I think it's because he hasn't had such a good run of games or been in that kind of form. Because he is, I think he's a great player, Jota.
When he's fit, Jack, I think he's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I think I do genuinely think that, you know, and I'd pin me reputation. I don't know if I've got any reputation, but if I had one, I'd pin me reputation on saying that behind Haaland, he's the best finisher in the league. For me, like if the ball had to fall to one player, in a clutch moment, I would want it to fall to Jota in the box.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
You know, he's the opposite of many ways of a Darwin Núñez, where you might not get a lot from Jota in other areas, but when you put him in front of goal, you know,
he's his odds to scoring are unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that's a funny one with him, because I remember, I don't know if it was Arsenal this season or last season, he had like a half volley and he missed it, and everyone was like, but yeah, Diogo, like that's not you.
Didn't he hit the corner flag against who did we play the other week, and he hit the corner flag? Southampton, maybe?
Southampton. I think it was Southampton. But
he's brilliant, mate.
And I was actually really glad, because I mean, there's a lot of talk of like who's gonna stay and who's gonna go, and I love Jota. I've just got like a real soft spot for him. But if on his way out, and fingers crossed it does end up a title winning season, and it'll be one of them like, oh well, you know, that goal against Everton, because it was solo brilliance, even if the Blues do think it was offside.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, was it?
No. But he'll always have a cry, won't he?
They'll have a cry about something.
Yeah.
But I did see that tackle, mate, from Tarkowski.
Brilliant tackle, to be fair. Brilliant tackle. Honestly.
You think it's a brilliant tackle?
Honestly. As a ball-winning centre midfielder, right? He won the ball. He won the ball. And he nailed his man. And he nailed his man. Tom, me and Sunday League every week. Me and Saturday League every week. That's an unbelievable tackle. And you go, I got the ball. But you know you've took him out, man. I think he just got away with it. Oh, I think if it's not a derby, and if the last derby hadn't ended the way it did, you know what I mean, referees being a bit scared to, because look, the way that last derby ended, that referee is getting a tirade of abuse, deserved, I believe so, and then he goes into the FA Cup game, and you know what I mean, the Undertaker hit someone with a big boot, mate, he didn't want to send them off. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm a referee looking at that decision, or I'm VAR looking at that decision, I'll be like, oh, you know, what's... Also, if that happens like deep into the second half, I do believe like timings of things in games absolutely have got to make a difference. Yeah,
100%. If something happens early in a game,
the
first minute is not equal to the 90th minute.
No.
And the reason we know that as well is if a goalkeeper time waste in the first minute, he gets off with it. If he time waste in the 90th minute, even if he time waste a smidgen, he gets a yellow card. But you know what I did think when the referee got his yellow card out and he booked Tarkowski, you know that the first thing that came to my mind was,
go on.
Fuck off, man, and I stick that yellow card up your ass.
From before.
See, it's a recall. You don't get that on other podcasts.
No, you don't get that.
Jack, Curtis, what a win that was there then. Played right back.
Yeah.
He played well, didn't he, in that game?
Yeah, he's versatile. I heard you talking about it. I think it was with Max last week about the...
Yeah, Max.
When you say...
Yeah.
He can't pass him. He can't pass the ball.
Yeah.
But has he grown into such a Such a reliable player.
Strong.
Yeah.
Strong. All round strong player.
Yeah. Like, you could put him anywhere and he'll give it a good go.
And you know what I like about him?
You could sit him like number 9 in a false 9. I'm not saying he'd be unbelievable at it, but he could play it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. He's technically good. He's aggressive.
Yeah.
He likes a goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does like to get forward. I thought he was brilliant in the derby. We'll come on to the Fulham game because I don't think anyone played well, to be honest with you. But I thought he was brilliant in the derby, and I think why the derby win was so nice was because there was that feeling, wasn't there, early in the season that they if it all goes wrong, Dave took points off us here.
Yeah.
And they'll always talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You lost the league, Goodison Park, and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
But
in that new brilliant shite stadium of theirs, that looks a good stadium, that, doesn't it?
It does.
Does look a good stadium, that.
So Jack will tell you this.
But it's right next to a sewer, mate, and it's going to stink as shite in there, whistling the front.
I know. Yeah, but think of what the sewer people are thinking. They're like, oh, Everton are going to be playing here. It's going to stink of shit.
Yeah.
So I love a stadium, don't I, Jack? I am obsessed with stadiums. And Goodison Park was always one of my favourite stadiums, actually. You know, you could sort of sense the history. You could really feel the depression.
Yeah.
And you could smell it.
Like a speakeasy.
Yeah. At Goodison Park, they've got at Goodison Piano Man. At Goodison Park, they've got these toffee girls that go round to the start of the match and give toffees out and stuff. And even they look dishevelled. You know what I mean? They're only 9-year-old girls, but they look like they've had a tough paper round.
Yeah.
Jack.
Go on.
So anyway, stadiums, yeah. So I can't wait to go to that Bramley Moore Dock or the Tesco Stadium or whatever they're going to brand it.
Yeah. Apparently, possibly Qantas.
Really? Is this a gag?
No.
Qantas should be good.
Qantas, yeah.
Qantas Stadium, home of the championship leaders.
Yeah, it's just something that's getting floated about. Like the shit around Bramley Moor. No, I read somewhere it could be Qantas, but you never know. Yeah, you never know. Probably will be Tesco Club Card, won't it?
Before we move on, Jack, to talk about the Fulham game. And by the way, up the Reds, winning the derby. Come on, let's not gloss that over. How boss is that?
Way, end the podcast.
Boss, mate. If you wanted to hear about Fulham and West Ham next week, unlucky. Yeah. Go and follow us at Reds Down Under Podcast. There might be some content there, if you're lucky.
We are the Reds Down Under, and this is our podcast.
What was I going to say? I talked about it a little bit last week with Max.
Yeah.
And by the way, shout out to Max because he's been a brilliant supporter of the podcast so far. He's really...
I want to give him his rap as well. He said he wasn't worried about the derby. He was more concerned about Fulham. And Maxie, you were right, lad. You were right.
Talking about that Fulham game, Jack, if you had one word to describe it, what would it be? That's good enough. That's good enough.
Just another... Come on. You know what it... Do you remember we played... Do you remember when we won the league?
Do you remember? Yeah, go on.
When we won the league and we played Arsenal.
Yes, at the Emirates.
And Ali made a mistake, Van Dijk made a mistake, and it was just like, come on, lads. You know what I mean? But we'd already won the league there. And it
We
was
were
just,
top by 20 points. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Macca's goal was an absolute cracker. Like, goal of the season.
Macca the cracker.
He's hit that ball like Soboslai thinks he's hitting the ball every time he takes the same chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
And Soboslai
I
just
get
drags it wide. Absolutely
Yeah.
drags it wide. Or the keeper comes down, just pops it out with his palm. Absolute cracking of a goal, man. And if the game ends there, you'd be like, wow, bloody hell, what a performance by Macca. But unfortunately, it doesn't. It doesn't. Do you think, like that, the 3 men down in the box for Fulham, like, penalty? Any of it penalty? Because I was one of my favourite things to do now is reading Arsenal fans on Twitter.
Oh, mate, they're the best. These pricks, right, give me so much serotonin.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
I love it, man.
I actually like that people are really happy about us dominating them, considering how they go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when, like if you think about Liverpool and Arsenal, when did we become the good guys, man?
Yeah, what happened there, man? Was it COVID?
Must have been COVID. Gotta be.
It's them vaccinations they told us not to get.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
The first, was it the second goal, the Robbo mistake?
That was the second, I think, yeah.
Where it hitting a ball across the face of goal like that.
You don't do it, do you?
Come on, man. Like, there's already enough people asking, you know what I mean, or saying we need a new left back. Don't be pulling that shit out, man. Don't be pulling that shit out.
No, it was a proper Adam Ravel pass, wasn't it? Adam, my best mate from back home. No, you know, that was poor. For me, it was like the errors were compounding.
Yeah.
When I seen Kanate sort of did this thing where he laboured on the ball and then it got pinched and they could have got a penalty from it.
Yeah.
And I thought, this isn't good. Because Fulham had a really good press, to be fair to them.
Yeah.
A high press.
Fulham played well. They did.
Fulham played well. Jack, they're a good team.
They are, yeah.
They're a really good team.
Yeah. Should be beating them now,
Tom. Yeah, we got done, man. And you know what? We were talking about me with my predictions.
Yeah.
Last week on the pod, I was talking to Max about a winger, and I couldn't remember his name, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was Alex. No, it was Alex Iwobi.
Oh, Iwobi. Yeah.
Yeah, and he scored and got an assist. So I wish I never mentioned it now. I remember Iwobi signing for Everton, and our Jack was like, "Hey, if Everton fans weren't shit," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "They'd be singing, 'It won't be long, yeah. It won't be long, yeah. But did they do it? No. Jack, I posted to our friends in the official Liverpool supporters group.
The Hit Factory right here, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We're going to bring an album out, Red Down Under. So I posted in the official Newcastle supporters group to ask people what they thought on the Fulham game. So I'll read some of these out. So Corey, thanks for following, Corey. Mistakes made, 3 goals conceded, and pretty much all directly from our own errors. Andy Robertson. I really hope Bradley and Ali are brought back and bring us some defensive stability. I like Gakpo, but very strange to drop Diaz given his game against Ev, which I agree, but I think maybe with that
freshen it up.
It was a matter of integrating Gakpo in, and to be honest, I do love Gakpo.
Yeah.
We need to find a solution at number 9. We're pretty much playing with 10 men.
Yeah.
We've already spoken there about Jota. Jota could go. Nunes could go. Diaz could go. Chiesa could go. It's basically going to be Gakpo and Salah. Yeah.
Just on Chiesa. And also Elliott on this. Elliott's chance at the end against Fulham, right? Or towards the end, where he hits the bar, 80 minutes, I can't remember what it was, but he hits the bar.
Yeah.
Chiesa, the way he came on in that cup final, like, if you're running out of ideas, give some of these lads, just give them a go. You know what I mean? Don't have to keep going to the well. And the likes of Salah and I'm not having that. Nunes is a better option than Chiesa. Just give them a go. Give them a go. Yeah, it's disappointing. I do like Gakpo, and I think he was on for an unbelievable season until he got that injury.
Yeah, absolutely.
That put him out. Because he was probably our second best player up to that point. So yeah, I do like Gakpo as well.
I agree. So Corey, thanks very much for your message, mate. And
Cheers,
I think,
Corey,
to be honest, nice one, Corey. Keep sending your messages in, Corey. We'll keep reading them out. Simon, who apparently is a top contributor in the Facebook group.
Hey, Si.
It's pretty good.
Hey,
Si, top contributor on Reds Down Under as well. Curtis was way too far upfield and caught out of position too often. They constantly attacked down the side. But all the defence had a poor game.
He should play number 9.
Give him the armband. No, you know what though? I think.
Yeah, it's true.
I think he's right though. I think Si's right. It was wild, wasn't it? It was wild. It was chaotic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was chaotic from everyone, and he suffered with that.
Yeah.
It was early Klopp, wasn't it? Josh said Robbo was terrible. So many cheap turnovers. Head was definitely somewhere else, and definitely didn't press high enough in possession. Agree. I think with Robertson as well, mate. I think with Robertson there, Josh. He is, for the first time in his career, since he came in, he was battling Moreno for that spot. Now, a trained chimpanzee at some point would have overtook Moreno at left back because Klopp didn't trust him. But, and again, Adam Ravel could have possibly got in there. But I think for the first time, Robertson is in a position where he might be moved on, and I think he's trying a bit too hard as well, a little bit. And I think, you know what, I think as well, I look back to last season, and I remember thinking a lot there under Klopp, Trent's playing this inverted fullback, and now he's keeping Robertson really tucked next to Van Dijk, and we're not getting the best out of Robertson anymore. And actually, maybe Klopp seen this coming. And he was like, no, look, I've got to protect this side of the field. Tsimikas is a good player, but he's not the answer. And I think that's why when Joe Gomez played left back, he was solid.
He was brilliant.
He was a good choice.
He was brilliant last season when he was there. Yeah. Can
Jacko?
Something I want to ask you.
Yeah, go on.
Something I want to ask you, Tom. Before you get on it.
Yeah.
Do you think that is purely about protecting Van Dijk's qualities?
What? Sorry, I missed a bit of the question there. I think it jumped out. Say it again. What's protecting Van Dijk?
With Robertson not being allowed to go anywhere, the way he's chucking him in. Like, is it really
I see what you're saying.
Keeping Van Dijk to do what he needs to do, but not expose him too often anymore because he is getting older. Do you get what I mean?
I do think a little bit, yeah. Because on the right side, Kanate's got the energy, hasn't he? He's like a bull, isn't he? He's got the energy to be going
Kanate's out there
the,
all the time, isn't he?
all the time. Like the amount of sprints he must do a game compared to. I mean, I haven't got the data, but the amount of sprints he does a game must be a high number compared to Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk is a player that, like Jota, high up the pitch with Van Dijk deep, you don't want him moving basically from 2 meters or 1.5 meters to the left of the post and the centre circle, the penalty spot. If he's always in that area, that's where he's the best in the world. You know, like, for example, if you had Robertson going down the left wing, whips in a cross, and then they break, and you've got Anthony Gordon on the right up against Van Dijk, that's a problem. As good as Van Dijk is.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I do think...
Yeah.
I do,
and look, that's
I do
not me,
think
that's
there's
not
an
me having a
element
go
to
with
that.
Van Dijk. It's not me having a go with Van
No.
Dijk. It's not me having a go with Van Dijk. But I just mean, that, like, it is a bit of future planning, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got to protect the big man, but to be honest,
to keep
mate...
him as protected as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. But, you know, like... I think it was Maldini said it, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're one-on-one with a player who's got pace and they're running at you, they've got the advantage. So...
Yeah, 100%,
you know,
yeah.
You know what I mean? You are going to get caught out against these players. The attacking players have the advantage over the defender.
Yeah.
But I think, to be honest, at the end of the season, that left-hand side, there's going to need to be a bit of business there, whether it's Kerkez, who I've been banging on for a while, or it's Hato, who we signed on FIFA.
Yeah, solid player.
Who we signed on FIFA. We'll see. Jack, I thought we'd do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I thought we could play a little bit of a game if you fancy it.
Yeah, I'm game, mate.
So
okay.
I've got a list of 10 Liverpool cult heroes. And I used my good friend and researcher for the podcast for this, and they put it together. ChatGPT has been helping me. It's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely love it. Not sponsored, yeah. So they give me a couple and I had to change them out. One of them that they changed out was in sewer. I changed them out. So basically, I'm going to start with 2 players. You've got to tell me from your mind who the biggest cult hero is, and we'll move on. You don't have to explain your answers. We'll go through them. We'll see who stands at the top. Are you ready?
Go on.
All right. Triple Cisse or Xabi Alonso?
Xabi Alonso.
Xabi Alonso or Luis Garcia?
Luis Garcia.
Luis Garcia or Andy Robertson?
Andy Robertson.
Andy Robertson or Australian legend Harry Kewell?
Andy Robertson. Sorry, Aussies.
Controversial. Andy Robertson or Craig Bellamy?
Bellamy.
Bellamy.
I love Bellamy.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah, go on.
Absolutely nuts. Yeah, man. Like, I know he's Welsh and he's not a Scouser, but he's a Scouser, isn't he?
He's a Scouser.
Apparently, I got told when I was at uni in Wales, I got told this, and I don't know whether it's true, but some fella bet him 20 quid on the streets of Cardiff that he'd beat Bellamy in a foot race. And Bellamy raced them and won and took us 20 quid.
Isn't he now the manager of Wales?
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing really well.
Good on you, Bellamy, lad.
Yeah, go ahead, Bellas. Yeah. Craig Bellamy or Divock Origi?
Divock Origi.
Divock Origi or Daniel Agger? Because you did like Agger a lot.
I loved Agger. And he got the tattoo that he'll never walk alone on his knuckles. And Barca came in for him. Madrid City came. He didn't go. He wanted to stay.
Yeah.
But Divock Origi.
All right. Divock Origi or Daniel Agger's former defensive partner, Big Martin Skirtle?
He was a lunatic when he Skirtle, man.
Yeah,
he was a lunatic. I seen on that Peter Crouch podcast, Crouch talking about Skirtle, and he said even though they were teammates, Skirtle, they were playing against each other for England, and he was Slovenian, wasn't he?
Yeah, Slovakian.
And he was marking him, and he said Skirtle was putting his studs in the back of his legs and all that when he jumped up for the header. And he was like, man, we're supposed to be teammates. He was like, oh, sorry. Yeah, ruthless. Origi.
All right, and this is the last one. Divock Origi or Yeti Dudek? Both had big moments in Champions League finals.
We've got a big pole in our goal. We've got a big pole. Look, recency bias says it's Origi.
Yeah.
But Jersey do that, doing the legs, spaghetti legs, doing the grobble art. Divock Origi, man. Divock Origi, is that the last one?
That's the last one, yeah. Are you happy with Divock?
Oh, yeah, Divock Origi all day. Divock.
Fair enough. Divock Origi is Jack Scoltino.
That Everton header at the end, off the bar, is just like Klopp running on the pitch, chaos, just unbelievable. Going to work that day, I'm in Australia watching it. I'm like, so good. And then obviously Origi, man, love him, miss him.
I miss it. He's struggling, isn't he, in Milan at the minute?
Yeah, I think if he'd have stayed at us, he'd have just been fine, man. He'd have been getting his 100 bags a week, whatever, and he'd have still at your 10 a year, man. 10 important goals.
Can I just translate for Jack there? Jack said 100 bags a week, and he means 100 grand. All right.
Oh yeah.
That's what he means. All right. So that was Jack's Cultitos, and Jack, I think maybe at some point it'd be good to come back and talk about those players in a bit more detail and sort of talk like Dudek there. You know what I mean? There's so much we can talk about with Yeti Dudek.
Yeah.
He had us up and downs, didn't he, as a Red? So maybe we'll look at that as well after our drinking episode. Jack, the Reds play West Ham next. I'm just having a look at the old fixture list there. Liverpool play West Ham in our next Premier League game, which is on Sunday, the 13th of April at 11 p.m, which is... it's for some people who've got a normal day job, they'll be getting up to watch that. Will you be watching it, or will you be watching the highlights in the morning?
Oh, it's a bit late, isn't it?
It's a bit late.
Yeah, it's a bit late. No, I'll be the next morning.
Yeah.
This
when you're
time,
on the toilet.
Being this time zone thing now is just so annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
The time difference. Yeah. There's a point there in the season where it's class, and it was just,
Yeah. There's nothing better, is there, mate, than having a couple of beers on a Saturday night for a late kick-off.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4. Yeah.
Jack, look, we're going into that game. West Ham are sitting 16th in the Premier League now. They're safe as houses.
Yeah.
From relegation. Potter's came in and steadied the ship a little bit. I think that Potter's waved his wand, hasn't he, Jack?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. And they've sort of, he's going to come in. He's going to try and play an attractive brand of football.
Yeah.
It's going to be a potentially open game, mate, isn't it? Just like the Fulham game was.
Yeah. I think the facts they are safe, and we are getting to that point of the season. I think we'll beat them. I think it'll be like 3-1. Because we are going to start getting into them games now where, like, you just start doing teams over just because they've got nothing to play for now.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the Fulham game is just like a blip. Just a blip. It's got to be a blip. We can't have more of them.
It's got to be a blip. And to be honest as well, this is one of them games that if the title race was tight, I'd be looking at it and I'd be going, you know what, like West Ham can damage us here. Bowen can damage us. They've got players. That Fulcrook has come back in now, started to play. They've got players who can hurt you. But I do think it's a game where I think sometimes after you have a disappointing result, you've just got to go into the next game and go, right, let's smash them. Let's smash them as much as we can. It's a big old pitch there in London, in that London stadium. It's a big pitch.
Yeah.
We talked about Nunes. It could be a game for Nunes. It's a big old pitch. There's plenty of space, isn't there?
Yeah.
What would your predictions be for that game, Jack? Give us a score.
I think 3-1. I think we'll win 3-1.
3-1. You did say that, but I ignored you.
Yeah. It's all right. Hey, that's what I expecto petroleum from you. Potter, it's more Potter gags. It's the land of magic. Honestly, no, 3-1. And I reckon... I reckon the Darwin Nunes brace.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't work out whether you're trying to get a gag in. I reckon it could be a tight game, but I reckon we'll slither in with a 1-0 win.
Ah!
Come on. I had to Hufflepuff my way through that one.
That's why he's number one, mate.
That's right.
That's why he's number
Jack,
one.
I think we've spoken about everything we wanted to. Oh, before
I knew
we
I
go,
have told you that.
Before we go, there's no official news yet about contracts, but it looks like things are a lot more positive now with Salah and Van Dijk, mate. I think it could make a big difference if we can get these just done and wrapped up, so we don't have to think about them anymore.
Just get the noise away from us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finally get that. Just think, and then once they're wrapped up, Trent's going. It's just like, okay, well, that we know what's happening next season. Not this will he won't he business,
Yeah. Yeah.
None of this Ron and Hermione will they won't they, Yeah,
exactly, Jack. Well said, mate. All right, well, if you agree or completely disagree with anything that we've said, let us know in the comments. If you're watching it on YouTube, let us know in the comments. We'll also be putting content up on at Reds Down Under podcast. So drop us a line in the comments. As you've seen today and so far, for Reds Down Under, we do read out your comments. So the idea is we can make it as interactive as possible. So put your comments in, we'll read them out. It's always good to know your thoughts, especially when Jack's raving about Curtis Jones and then the next person says he was shit against Fulham. It's always good. Jacko, mate, I think that's a pod.
Did you say Raven or Ravenclaw?
All right, that's it, mate. Love you. I'll see you next week. See you, everyone. Ta-ra.
Bye.
We are the Reds Down Under, and this is our podcast.